It's a pleasure to have you once again on The Link this week. Thank you for keeping with us, and we hope we continue to give you information you can use and opportunities which we find on The Link. Tonight we're discussing a continuation of our series, What Your Banker Will Not Tell You. And again tonight my guest is Mr. Daniel Babonererwe from Banner Consult, whose experience in the banking sector spans more than 20 years. Daniel, welcome.
Thank you, Sam, and good evening, viewers.
Happy to have you again on the show.
Nice. It's always nice being here.
All right. Tonight we're discussing the element of negotiating with the bank. We are now talking about it without being in it.
Yes.
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 First question, is it really possible to negotiate with the bank? I want their money. Am I going to just take what they give me? Can I negotiate with them, actually?
Yeah. That's something that happens actually on a daily basis in the bank. But let me first go and define what the word negotiation itself means. Negotiation is a discussion aiming at reaching an agreement. Now, almost all of us, what we know is that when we go to the bank, we sign an agreement.
Yes.
Most in cases of accessing a loan facility or credit.
We take what they give us.
So so having an agreement presupposes you had a negotiation.
But most cases, it doesn't happen.
You are very right, and that is the misconception we say.
Yes.
What your banker won't tell you. But even when they tell you, in most cases, you won't believe. Yeah.
Okay. So, is it possible to negotiate with the bank?
Yeah, every day, even now as we speak, someone is negotiating with a bank. But to negotiate with a bank, you must understand yourself first.
Yes.
And then understand the bank. That's when it takes two to tango.
Okay.
You understand what are the bank's interests and what are your interests. Then in between, you have that agreement.
Okay.
And that's the process of a negotiation.
Most times when they go to borrow a salary loan, they say 22% now.
Yes.
And you can't do 21, you can't do 20.
Yes.
The assumption.
Yes.
So in what areas is there room for negotiation with the bank?
You see, the bank, before it negotiates with you,
yes,
you need, as I said, you need to understand the bank as a business itself. Because it's not lending to you its own funds. It has acquired funds from customer A and lending to customer B.
Yeah.
So the cost they give to you is largely dependent on how much they pay for those funds.
Yes.
Then the cost of operations or administration of those funds. And now then they mark up. That's why they get the prime lending rate or the base rate.
Yes.
Then they put a markup. Majority they always find at 18%. Then they put a plus something. They can add up a price of say maybe 6%. You are saying 18 plus 6. Then they lend to you at 24. So if you are a very good client, they can lend to you at prime rate.
Okay.
So they can actually even go lower than prime lending rate. Yes.
Okay, so the areas is the interest rate.
Largely, when we talk of negotiation, majority of us always think of interest rate.
Okay.
But there are so many other areas you can. As we say, it's an agreement. Each and almost every article in that agreement, you can negotiate on it.
Yes.
Yes, but most of the times we can consolidate it to be very realistic and brief on the amount, that is the principal, the principal amount you are being given, the rate of interest.
That's the interest.
Yes, that is the interest that you can negotiate from maybe 22 to 17 or 18.
Yeah.
You can also negotiate on the timing, the timing of the loan, or the structure of the loan itself, or how long
the length of time,
the length of the time of that same time.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm sure the banks don't negotiate with everyone. Some people they don't negotiate, others they negotiate. So what will the bank use to assess if I am worth negotiating?
A bank is, I think, it's you can look at it to understand it in a layman's terms. It's like a supermarket.
Yes.
But one day, my boss told me that actually he negotiates with a supermarket. I almost laughed my head off. They set a price because for the mass market.
Yes.
That's why it is called mass market. But if the bank will take mostly we can call them 4 Bs.
Okay.
When you are very big, because you can throw your weight around and then you sit down, we negotiate with the bank. Actually, the bank will realize you are enough, negotiate with you, because the cost of lending to you is not so high.
Yes.
Because it will take me the same time talking to one person borrowing 1 billion, or even then almost same time talking to another guy borrowing 20 million.
Yeah.
So the cost of administration on this guy's loan is lower, and the time
the big guy.
Yes. So economies of scale apply.
Okay.
Then the second B.
So here, for the first B, size matters.
Size matters.
Okay.
Size yo.
Let's go second B.
Then the second B, when you are the best. Now we are talking of your credit grading.
Yes.
Now the better or the better your credit grade.
Yes.
Ordinarily, the lower your interest rate, because you are posing very little risk or the minimal risk to this bank. So it has a cause to reduce on your cost, on the costing of your risk.
Yes.
The risk you are imposing, because every year banks acknowledge they must lose some money. So if you show you are not amongst those who are going to make it lose, then they can cut.
Okay.
To maybe prime, or even less, if you show them very well that actually they are benefiting. Now, it's not a risk, they are actually benefiting from borrowing from them.
Okay, so it's size, image.
Size,
image.
And the image, that is when you are the best.
Yes.
Yes, when you are bored.
What does that mean?
There are people who insist, even when they are small, they insist, they say, no, I want this. We had a gentleman who had just come in from UK, he said, but I have my property at URA.
Yeah.
Why should I give you my house as security when my property can secure itself? Now, he has negotiated on security. He is not negotiating on price, he's not negotiating on anything, but he doesn't see why he should bring you his security. He says, I supply a reputable organization. I work for, say, UNRWA. If UNRWA shows me it's going to pay me, why should I give you my house?
Yeah.
I have with NTV an invoice, and they are confirmed they are going to pay me through this bank. Why should I bring my house to the bank as well?
Yeah.
So you can negotiate on almost each and everything.
Like collateral.
Yes.
Why do you price the collateral like this? When the valuation is like this, I have a valuer who can also prove. Can you do that?
I think that
value of collateral
we can handle next time. That's always too controversial. But you can, you can actually negotiate and don't need collateral.
Okay.
If your grades are good enough, remember the I was the last. But if your grades are good enough, for example, you are not going to go and then NTV and ask NTV to bring its collateral.
No.
Yes, because
we are here.
It's big, and it's credible.
The fourth B.
The fourth B, now that one is also a very controversial one, but very realistic.
Yeah.
When you are bad.
Bad.
I mean, last time we talked about default. When you are in default, the bank actually listens to you as well.
Yes.
Because you are in need of help. The bank also has a heart.
Okay.
It wants to see that it has helped you out. But this is not an encouragement that you first go bad to negotiate with the bank, because you have already lost much by the time you are declared bad.
So this negotiation, the fourth B is you are disadvantaged.
Let's not go there so much. We can have a day of its own, how to negotiate when you are already in problems.
We have actually done the default last time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Final question. What are the factors or risks to consider as I negotiate? Now this is me.
Yes. Yeah, the biggest risk is, number one, we go under pressure.
Okay.
We want the money yesterday, but we are going to the bank today. And therefore we want the money today. So you are, by the time the guy calls you, come and sign, you ask me, where do I sign?
You are not even reading, no negotiation.
The second one is not to break down the jargon.
Okay. What does that mean?
The jargon, someone can tell you prime plus 6. Now, what does prime plus 6 to a guy in the street? So prime plus 6, ask what is prime.
You need to ask.
They tell you take down account. They tell you turnover. So you break down. Task your banker. Sometimes the bankers also don't know what they are telling you. Say off-taker. Now, what is off-taker? Now, so and bankers, we tend to get lost in that jargon.
Yes.
Like NGO guys, if you also
they have their jargon.
Get lost in that. So the bankers also have their jargon. So if you don't say, let me understand.
Yeah.
And very many people want to hide behind that as if it's, they must know the jargon, and then you lose like that.
Okay, so slow down, ask questions.
Slow down, yes. There is a gentleman who would ask you in Ruganda, I say, Saso manyo. What
do you mean?
What do you mean?
Any other issue that of risk desperation is puts you at disadvantage? Yes.
And the person you talk to in most cases is but largely that's it. But then the others are circumstantial. Yeah. If you can have a professional look through what you are about to sign on.
Yes, a lawyer.
Not just lawyers. No, majority look at lawyers. Lawyers look at your legal risk. Yes, they are good.
Yeah.
But if you have a great professional who looks at what you're about to sign in.
Yes.
There is a time we looked at someone's application, and we had 28 clauses to change, and it saved him 50 million in interest.
Now, Dan, before we finish, when you say credit professional, who is that one? Okay, I know you are there, but
it doesn't have to be. Actually, even your own.
Who are those people?
Even your own banker, when you relate and ask these ordinary questions, he will be a professional. But there are those who are commercial.
Yes, who hide. Who don't tell you the truth.
No, I mean there are those who are commercial who do it as a profession, as a consultant like me. But you don't have to hire a consultant.
Yeah.
Ask your banker himself. You'll be a consultant. Tell them exactly why you need A, B, C, D.
Yes.
But that comes from when you know what you need for your business and you know your options. So, and then the other is that the person you negotiate with is not normally the decision maker.
Yes.
So sometimes when you have your options, you can also insist this is what I do. If you give me money at this rate, I won't break even. Even the market woman knows that, if you give me this money at, if you give me this price for my bananas, see it he says see it So you have to define your point where you can tell the bank, I will see it
Do your homework.
So you do your homework, you have your cut-off pricing.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Babonerere from Banner Consult, banker for over 20 years. We only have a few minutes to tell you these things. So today we are dealing with negotiation. If you miss something and you want to go back and take notes, once this runs, it's going to come back again. We are going to put it on YouTube. Go back there and slowly, you can even play it in slow motion and take notes. That was the link. Thank you for joining us tonight.